Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yes,
Good,
wonderful.
good, good. Congratulations on becoming a grandma soon.
I know,
I'm
so
so excited for you.
excited, so terribly excited to meet this little nugget.
Oh, how
And
did they tell you?
so they actually FaceTimed us.
Were you expecting it at all?
When they both FaceTimed us, and it was like a day that they wouldn't normally connect. I mean, Josh FaceTimes all the time. Like I FaceTime with
Yeah,
Josh on a
yeah.
fairly regular basis. So when I saw the FaceTime come up on, I think it was like a Sunday morning or something, that they shared the news with us, and they were both on camera, I'm like,
Yeah, you're like,
what's going
okay.
on here? Because it's just so unlike them both to FaceTime together,
Yes. And
right?
then how long did you have to wait before you could share the news like on Instagram?
So they told us before Christmas actually, that they were expecting. I
Wow,
know
I'm
it's
really
been
upset that you didn't tell me.
so hard to not share. Well, because it was super early days, and
Yeah, you never know. Oh, I
as
do.
right. So there's like a time, that you
Yeah,
should kind of wait to share the news, right? Just in
that's
case,
true.
because things can go wrong, things can go a bit sideways,
It's
and
nice to hold that little secret
yes, but the news
excitement.
is definitely super fresh, like that we've been able to announce, obviously. And yeah, they had their first ultrasound. Baby looks good. They had to actually wait to take the pictures because the baby apparently was doing cartwheels. So
Oh,
prior
and Jada's
to
feeling well?
yeah, the typical, morning sickness, that kind of stuff. But she's doing really well. And Josh is trying to spoil her as much as possible, making sure she's
Yeah,
getting her
Josh.
proper rest and making sure she's eating properly, getting all her protein and all her nutrition and all that kind of stuff. So they're going to make fantastic parents. I cannot be more thrilled for them entering their mom and dad era and for Erwin and I to be entering our grandparent era. It'll be
I'm
such fun.
I'm so excited for you. So congratulations to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Super
Yay.
excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for you too. I almost started crying when I saw the announcement. I was just
Oh,
like, oh, oh.
I, I
It was so
know.
great.
And really only like our immediate family kind of knew. And over Christmas, kind of told the immediate
Yeah.
family just because it's Christmas, it's the holidays, and, it's kind of a bit obvious when everybody else is, maybe partaking in a little bevy and Jada's
Yeah,
not. And that
that's
wouldn't
true.
be,
That makes
and that
sense.
wouldn't be typical
Yeah.
for her.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha.
So yeah.
All right. Well, let's get into this next episode. So we have someone from the Great Australian Bake Off.
Yes,
Nine.
from season 9.
Season
And
nine.
just, Great Australian Bake Off, I find is almost as the, so I love Great Canadian Baking Show. And then I think my next favorite is Great Australian Bake Off, just
Wow.
because, yeah, well, I find there's just a lot of similarities, I think, in terms of the casting and just, the lovely warmth and magic of the tent that we have in Canada. I find that the shed in Australia is kind of similar. I just
Yeah.
people are easy to fall in love with, and they're just incredibly talented. We've had a number of them on our podcast in the past. Like
Yes.
everybody is just friendly, warm, excited, creative, like everything. They're just beautiful humans that
So
are
true.
incredibly fabulous bakers.
And Vanessa is no exception.
Vanessa Furci is absolutely no exception. She is so lovely and kind and gracious. And yeah, she's so beautiful. If you don't follow her on Instagram, you definitely should. She's just recently changed her handle from Is It Worth the Space, where she used to actually do a lot of cookbook kind of not critiques, but reviews, and would let people know whether it's worth it to actually pick up that cookbook or to bake some of the stuff from that cookbook. So she's actually pivoted a little to her new handle, which is the modern day nonna with underscores between every single word. So the underscore modern underscore day underscore nonna.
Nonna.
Yes. And yeah, follow along. She always like consistently does beautiful bakes that she showcases along the way. And this woman bakes a lot, right?
She does.
I thought we baked a lot, especially you. Um, this she's incredible. Yeah, so much fun following
So
along,
much fun. Yeah.
and I'm so excited that we get to chat with her and hear about her journey into the shed.
Yes, and we did film this before our break. So we have had a rather extensive break between seasons right now. Before Christmas, we wrapped things up and have taken a little bit of a longer break. So we're not resuming this until February. So it's been almost 2 months that we have been away from our podcast. We barely remembered how to do this actually when
Right.
we set up again. Um, so some of the information, some of the things we talk about may be a little dated. So just keep that in mind. Like we
Yeah.
filmed this a couple months ago, and but we are very excited to share this with you and with everybody. And without further ado, let's welcome Vanessa Furci.
Hi, Vanessa. Welcome to the Baking Scraps. Welcome, Vanessa.
Hi, thank you for coming and joining us. It's so happy. I'm so happy to see you, and you look like you're all summery, and I'm only a little bit jealous, but
So am I. So am I.
we
Thank you
still,
so much for having me. I'm so excited.
oh, good. Well, we've been looking forward to this one, that's for sure.
I certainly
So,
have. Every chat we've had with one of the Australian Bake Off contestants has been so wonderful. I don't know what it is about that Australian like just attitude and just loveliness. And you guys are all such beautiful, warm, gracious people. And I'm sure you're going to be nothing, not zero exception to that rule.
yeah, nothing to live up to here, Vanessa.
No pressure, no pressure.
No, I'll just put a grumpy face on the whole time.
Perfect. It's
Uh,
funny because I was at work today and I left early because we were going to come here and do this, and my a friend of mine at work is Australian, and so I said I have to go. She was like, "Why are you leaving me?" And I said, "I have to go. I have to go talk to another Aussie," and she was like, "Oh, there's no one else but me." I was like, "No, she's going to be my new best friend."
uh,
I'm always open to new people and new friends. Doors always open. If
Well,
you're
we
ever
need
down
to.
here, come over for a feed. I'm a feeder. Come over.
Fantastic. It sounds like that's pretty much a standard rule for bakers that go on something like Bake Off or the Great Canadian Baking Show or Great British Bake Off. I think it's sort of the standard that people just love other people and especially other bakers and want to just continue to grow their community, and the more the merrier is sort of the phrase. So
Yes,
the
yes,
motto.
definitely.
I just actually got
Well,
goosebumps when you said that because it's so true. I think that's why I love baking so much. My love language is food. Having
Mhm.
an Italian heritage, everything is based around food. But there is nothing that stirs up emotion like food. Like you could make the same thing 3 times or even twice, and it's never the same meal. It's a once in a lifetime experience every time. And when you touch heart chords with people, when they try something that reminds them of a memory when they were a child or something that they ate, it's so special. I can't. Like,
mm,
it makes me really emotional when I talk about it because food is so special. It really
It,
is.
I 100% agree with you. Also, coming from that European background, I'm Portuguese. There is just, I mean, there is no love without food, I think, in our cultures. And it is so true. And it really makes a big difference on who you are with. And the food is kind of secondary, but not really. It's kind of primary.
mm.
Just kidding. But those two things go hand in hand. And then you can probably throw in like music and conversation in there, and it's a party.
Yeah,
Correct.
definitely. Gonna stop you guys for a second. I'm gonna pause. So, Vanessa, let's start at the beginning because unfortunately, we don't have as much access to being able to watch the Great Australian Baking Show. And we have seen some seasons, some episodes, but I haven't had the opportunity to see yours, although I'm going to search it out. I did manage to find some clips with Gregson when we were interviewing him, but that's all I was able to find. So I'm going to keep trying. I really am. But give our, especially our Canadian listeners, a little bit of background about who you are and how you started baking.
Um, So, a little bit about me. I have always loved baking. Like I was saying, my European background, I've grown up with a kitchen in the garage, cooking alongside my nonna, and it's literally our love language. Always big tables full of food, walking in, everyone just socializing. And as I've gotten older, a lot of the people that we love that used to do all these traditions have gotten older or have passed away.
Mhm.
And there's something really special about holding those people close to your heart. And so I was really driven to start cooking the food that my nonna used to cook and start growing our own vegetables and do all the things that she used to do. And so now being a mum, I've got two young kids. So I've got a 2 and a 4 year old. I teach them a lot about food, and it's just so special to try and keep those things alive. So that's a little bit about my love of food. But I am a nurse. I was a midwife as well, and worked in oncology. Sorry, oncology is my passion and where I am now. So I'm lucky enough to go to people's homes and give them chemo and immunotherapy at home now.
Oh, wow.
That is
And so
awesome.
food is a really big conversation with my patients because when you're unwell or you're going through a really rough time, it's funny how many patients I sit around a table and have a cup of tea and a biscuit or a slice of cake, or they talk about food that is something really special to them. So it's just all this kind of connection. It's really lovely. Um,
So wonderful.
Yeah.
yeah, I get really emotional when I talk about food. I don't know if you can see behind me, but I've actually got my list, which was my nonna's.
Oh,
It's got cake batter on it. So no one's allowed to wash this. And this was actually on my bench all throughout Bake Off.
Oh, how
oh.
wonderful.
So
And
she
I've
was
Like you
got
had
there
your
with
Nona
you.
right beside you.
Yeah,
She was so
always in my
sweet.
kitchen. And these are my husband's nonna's utensils. So they're very special. It's,
Wonderful.
Oh,
Is your
yeah,
husband Italian as well? Does he come?
he is. I swore I was never going to marry an Italian, and I did. Who would have thought?
Are
I mean,
there a lot of Italians in Australia?
yeah, there are, but it's a very multicultural country. We really celebrate everyone's heritage, and you can find every type of cuisine. We're very lucky. We live right close to a market, so we're there every Saturday, and there's every type of food that you can think of. But my husband's family and my family is actually from a town very close to each other, and my husband's dad used to hang out with my great uncle when 40 years ago.
wow.
Yes.
Small, small world. You're across the world and your families are connected. That's
Correct. So my
so
great uncle and his nonno were best friends in Italy, and when they migrated, they just like kind of kept their connections. So, and we got set up on a blind date really randomly from two random people. So
From
there you go.
other people, not even from your family.
No, no.
see,
So
and
there you
and
go.
so
There's a little fun
Story.
fact about me, guys.
so
I
so
love
when
it.
things yeah, so when things like that happen, you feel like there's that reason, right? There's a reason for everything. And wow, like for all of that to actually happen so that you guys could meet. And obviously that blind date was a good one. And
Maybe it
I'm
wasn't.
singing.
Maybe it
I'm
wasn't until the second date that it
maybe,
started.
who knows?
Oh no, I was literally meant to be there for 1 hour. I promised myself 1 hour, and that was it. I was done by dating at that point, and we were there for 7 hours. So
Wow.
it was a good day.
Okay.
Oh, that's so good. Oh
Very good
man.
date. But that's so crazy that it took, yeah, you were set up by complete different people outside of your family, where you would think maybe your families would have put that one together.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's so funny how many people know each other. Definitely not related. We're like, are we not related down the line somewhere? But we're not. So
You double
thanks for
checked. Yeah.
We had to triple check that one. But it's really funny because I do believe that everything happens for a reason, and Bake Off is one of those things as well. Because my nonna, when she was terminally ill with cancer, and I was living with her, and as a thank you gift to me, she bought me a cookbook, and she wrote a handwritten message in this cookbook, and it was the Bake Off cookbook of the first ever season. And it's just been sitting on my
Oh, I
mantle for
just got chills.
so
I just
long.
got chills too.
Yeah. Um, for a really long time. It was there, and that season was actually, she passed away in 2014, and we filmed obviously last year. So it was 10 years exactly to the date. Really
Oh,
special. Yeah. And I didn't even know. I only watched one season of Bake Off and I hadn't really watched it kind of on and off, but wasn't a big, fanatical about the show. And one of my cousins sent me the application and said, you really need to apply. And I was like, nah. And she sent it again. And I was like, nah. And then she sent it the third time on a different platform. And my husband's like, do you reckon you should just do it and just see what happens? And I was like, nah, it'll be a laugh, but I won't get in. And here we are.
and you did. Here you are. Your
But were
grandmother was
you
pushing you.
Yeah.
but were you applying when you were pregnant?
So my youngest son he turned one actually in the semifinals when we were filming
Oh,
semifinals
Oh,
that week.
how
So
did you
he
do it?
my life's a bit funny. So when we went in for the cooking auditions, so you go through a series of processes, as you both are very aware of. And then there's one series of application where you go and you have to have two baked goods with you. Here,
Mhm.
this is what they do. You had to have a showstopper bake and you had to have a savory bake. And then you rock up in a commercial kitchen. They give you a recipe that you've never seen before, and you're just expected to just make it in the time frame with like cameras and producers chatting to you. And the night before, my son actually got presented to ED and got admitted for pneumonia. So I came home, had to make this massive cake, this pie, logistics, with working out kids and people being at the hospital, and went to this audition. And I did not think I was going to get in. I was just like, gave it everything, but I was like, we'll just see what happens. And I can't believe it. Yeah, I did, got in. So
Wow.
that
incredible.
was our eldest. He was about 3 at the time. And then our youngest was about 10 months old when I went on the show. Oh, about 11 months old when I went on the show.
Wow.
And so how far away from home do you go for filming?
So where I'm situated in Victoria, so in Melbourne, and we go to Sydney. So it's an hour flight. We're not allowed to fly home
Mhm.
during filming. And our children are too young to understand, like to
Mhm.
see mum and then get taken away. So we
Yeah.
just put them for the whole time. And if I came home earlier, I came home earlier. And it was just lucky that we did because I was there till the grand final and they got to
You
come to
were.
the shed. So it was
Yeah,
lovely.
that was
Yeah.
So amazing.
yeah, such a beautiful moment when you guys reconnected in the finale. Actually, I was able to catch that episode and it was just so emotional because all three of the finalists had young families as well. So to see them come into the shed and that emotion and in the middle of your bake, that's kind of almost mean to do because you're so hyper focused on the last showstopper, your last 30, the 30th bake out of your time in the tent. And I'm not sure how far into that bake you guys were where they your families came in. Well, first of all the bakers come around you and are peeking in the windows. Talk about
Yeah.
distractions. How did you do that? How did you how?
I feel so like all the whole cast, the crew, everyone was amazing, but all of us got along so, so well. And Jess, Beth, and myself, who were in the grand final, and even Tatiana, who was in the semi-final, she's also a mum. And it was just so we just kept saying it like how we couldn't believe that we were all in the grand final together. And it was just nice that we had this understanding about really missing our kids, but also that driving all of us as well.
Mhm.
But the funny thing is, I think kids do you a service in a way because when you're practicing at home, they're constantly distracting you. You're constantly away from the kitchen. When you've got 5 minutes, you're like, how much can I do in 5 minutes? I think I can whip up everything in 5 minutes. And so that actually does a service for you in the kitchen because when you're in Bake Off, no one's interrupting you other than people asking you a few questions. So it's
Yeah,
actually like bliss. It's great.
Ah,
Um, so
that's
having
great.
the bakers come, I saw them at the top of the hill, and this was probably about, I want to say, close to 2 hours into our bake, or maybe a little bit earlier. That was just the best. If you've seen my face or when you watch it, you'll see it written all over my face. It was just so heartwarming to see them all and everyone be reunited. And it just gave you this push to be like, yeah, this is the last bake. I've got this, like, make the most of it. And then when my family, I remember the producers coming to my bench and saying, okay, so your family's going to come soon, just so you know, but you can't, we weren't allowed because of camera angles, you're not allowed to run to them. You have to wait. And I was like, I don't
Uh,
know if that's humanly possible. Can I
yes.
not run
yeah.
to my family? Because you don't see that. I haven't didn't see my boys for 7 weeks nearly. So it was the first time, what you see is the first time I saw them in the whole time. And I could hear my son up on the hill walking down, and I was like, oh my God,
Oh,
trying to really focus. And I think I sprinted for the first hour of the cook at least. Like
Mm.
my heart rate would have been through 200 at least. Um, and so at that point, I was like trying to calm myself down, and I saw them come into the shed. And then when my two boys when my eldest ran up to me,
oh,
yeah,
oh,
Oh,
it was
gosh.
such a special moment. And then it's like even more special when they're just like on the sidelines cheering you on, and you
Yeah.
know all that hard work, like they get to see it. It's really special.
Yeah.
I'm getting
Oh,
emotional talking about
yeah.
it.
no, how
Me
can you
too.
not be, right?
No, I mean, well-deserved emotions for
Mhm.
sure, because at that age, it's so hard to be without your babies for any length of time. Even one night is so hard. And then 7 weeks. I mean, you kind of have to shift your focus from like, okay, I'm mom and I'm taking care of everyone and I miss my kids to, all right, I have the opportunity to focus on what I'm doing and this is what I do now. And I'm just going to get through this until I can see them again. But it must be so hard.
And you just kind of like they're there, but I think there's something really special about them being there and actually understanding what you're doing. And also, like for my husband, he saw me practice so hard at home.
Mhm.
The phone calls when I'd come home and like if I got Star Baker or if I didn't do well in a technical, and I'd be calling him on the phone being like, oh, I think I'm going to go home this week. And like for him to come into the shed and actually see it all come to life, there's nothing, I can't even the words to describe that, but it does. It pushes you harder. It really, like, you really want to get the best bake. Yeah, you just want to really take in that moment. It's very special.
I
Yeah,
bet.
I can only imagine. And it's so wonderful to have such a huge support network behind you as well, because it's a huge team effort to get you into that tent and then to support you while you're doing your thing in the tent. You know, life is still going on for everybody else around you, your family and your boys and your husband and just everybody having to, you know, do a few extra little things to help support that. So it really is so incredibly important to have that, and so lucky to have that.
It's so funny because one of the contestants who doesn't have children, we were talking about the logistics with one of the other contestants about having our family like timetables. My husband downloaded some app that every time, someone couldn't do a pickup or a drop off or someone else picked up that task in our family. Because I didn't sign the contract until we had at least enough people to assist with our children because we're so young. And he was like, I had no idea that there was that much going on behind the scenes, as well as being on the show and, doing your recipes and practicing your bakes. And I think it are things that unless you're a parent or unless you're in this situation, the logistics of it is a lot. But I feel just so blessed and very grateful that everyone was happy to be on board and give me this opportunity where I got to be in a cooking bubble, which was also awesome.
Yeah,
Yes, that sounds wonderful.
totally. So let's talk a little bit about that. So you applied, you got in your first time, which is incredible and amazing. Congratulations. As you know, that doesn't always work out for a lot of other bakers. Huh, Lisa, do you know anybody?
No,
No,
yeah,
no,
no, no one,
can
no
only
one.
imagine. Anyone.
Baking guys, you're amazing. So I don't know how they haven't had you on the show yet. Just saying.
Well, they know who we are. They know we're
Yep.
here and ready when CBC is ready for us. Because
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
I
Whatever.
definitely
That's
think
all
you
good.
guys need to go on there. Now it should be like celebrity status, I think.
Oh, I
Oh,
don't think we're
please, please.
that. I still
So,
want to. I want to be in my cooking bubble, right? I
yes.
want that. I want that
That's
opportunity.
what we want. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Baking boot camp, bring it on, having that intro with, oops, sorry, to other bakers who share the same passion and same goals and yeah,
Yeah.
trauma bonding with them. Absolutely. Bring it all on. Bring it all on.
Yeah.
But anyway, how did it feel to get that phone call? Was it pretty surreal? Like, do you remember where you were and what that emotion was like when you finally got that phone
It
call?
looks like she remembers it pretty well.
Mhm.
I think people will laugh when you hear where I was at the time of the phone call. I was actually at a Wiggles concert.
Oh, the Wiggles. Amazing.
And I got like a missed call, and I was like, we're at a Wiggles concert. And then towards the end of the concert, I got another missed call, and I was like, I think I need to call this person back. And I was with my husband and our eldest, but we were also with one of his aunties. So I didn't want to take the phone call because I had a feeling it was something that wasn't like a scam caller or, something that is not important. And so I kind of like stepped outside and took the call and they told me, and I think I screamed quite loudly and a few people looked at me. And then I like had to keep contain myself and I was like, I'm like, are you sure? They're like, yep. So you've got an in and they're like, we're going to send you the contract and stuff and you have X amount of time to to sign it, which was not a long time at all.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do I keep this in? So the whole drive home, dropping off my husband's auntie.
Oh,
I had to
right.
keep, I couldn't tell my husband because I knew if I told him, I was like, he doesn't hide things very well. So I was like, okay, so the whole ride home, I was trying to like keep a straight face. And I
My.
remember as soon as we dropped her off and she walked in the house, I was like, all right. So I got into the show and my husband's like, what? He's like, you did all this time? I was like, I know, I don't know what to do now. And so we had a nice long chat when we got home about it. And we're like, okay, well, now we have to tell everyone. So it was pretty funny.
That is,
Obviously, not tell everyone, tell our need to know
no,
people.
Yeah,
tell
the need to
the
know,
need
the
to
need
know.
to know. So,
Yeah, because that was another thing. Like, had you gone from like, oh no, I'm not going to apply, I'm not going to apply. Like, was it because you didn't think you would get in, or was it because it didn't have any appeal to you, or it just seemed like such a far-fetched idea that you were like, well, why me? Why would it be me? Um, I'm not sure what your reason for saying no, I'm not going to apply. But then from the time you actually did apply to the time that you got in, were you starting to get really hopeful and excited and seeing the possibility and the potential in this?
I think I didn't apply initially because I think where I was at time, like with really young kids. So I
Hmm.
was still on maternity leave. I was just about due to go back to work.
Right.
Um, and I think it was just like throwing another thing in the mix. I was like, no, I'm definitely not applying. I'm not putting this on our family right now. And then as I applied, like when my husband's like, just see. And I went through one process. I was like, this is actually quite fun. And they're like, you've got through to the next stage. I was like, have you got the right name? And then they're like, yeah, I got through to the next stage. And I was like, surely that's not right. And then when I went in for that in-person interview with my bakes, because we had so much other stuff going on, I was like, I really strongly believe that things happen for a reason. And I was like, maybe this is just not going to happen. And that's okay because it was so much fun to cook in the kitchen. And then when I got the phone call, I was like, oh, okay, this is now most likely a possibility. And so you get a phone call to say you're in the top 25 and that, you could, now it's actually a possibility that you could be in the shed. And when
Right.
I got the phone call, I did not believe it. I was like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
okay, this is now
Um,
happening. So I was preparing myself, but I think also I just didn't want to get my hopes too up, just in case I
Hmm.
didn't get in. I didn't want that level of disappointment either.
yeah.
Yeah.
But when I got the phone call to say that I was in, it was really scary. I'm not gonna lie. Like to get a whole group of people together to support our family to go away, I felt quite selfish.
Mm.
And that was really hard. That mum guilt is
Yes.
real. And even when we were there, the mum guilt is strong. But it was an opportunity that came our way. My husband kept reminding me of that. He's like, you're made to do this. Just go and enjoy it. And it really was like, I didn't never thought I was good enough. I didn't think I was going to make it past week one. And the fact that I made it all the way to the grand final and I got to showcase things that I love to make, flavors, talk about stories of my family, and just really, it really just pushed my passion even harder for baking and what food does. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
That
good.
is so incredible. What a
Yeah.
fabulous story.
Yeah. Yeah. I love
Amazing.
it.
So so you got the call, you're in the tent, you had to get all the logistics all sorted out. So obviously you had your need to know people that were in that mix of helping support your family. What did you say to everybody else around you of where you were going for potentially 7 weeks?
It was actually really funny. So my boss knew that I had applied for a TV show, but no one else knew in the office.
Right.
And I was still on mat leave, so that worked in my favor. So I just extended my mat leave. So not a lot of people knew.
Right.
And with my boss, I actually extended the leave until probably a few weeks after the show had finished. So no one knew where I was going to, if I got out any earlier, no one knew that I was out of the show.
Yeah.
So that worked in my favor being on mat leave because I was MIA at work anyway. Um, and a lot of other people, my husband would just be like, oh, she's just gone on a weekend away. If like we had some super, super close friends that were helping out with my kids knew. But distant people, we were really good at just being like, oh, she's just helping her sister, or oh, her dad's just doing this, so she's just staying with her dad for a bit. So it was kind of not that complicated, really.
Uh,
So
It
people
was
didn't
harder
really get
keeping the
suspicious.
secret when you're in the grand final, when you come back. That's hard.
Yes.
that, well, I can only imagine. Yeah.
And how long
Yeah.
did you have to wait? Isn't it almost a year for that show, or was that, yeah, that's
Oh,
because I
A
was
year.
wondering if maybe it was just the year before because of what ended up happening um with I'm sorry, I cannot remember her name now.
With Carl
Kelly.
Wilson, yeah.
Yeah, with Cal. I wondered if that was the reason why it took so long for everything to come out, but no, it sounds like it's yeah, oh wow.
Wow.
It's a long time. And it's so, but it's also, I think I'm going to say the first 3 months were really, really rough because you've just out of the shed, you've just lived this big experience, you've got all your new baking family, so you can kind of do that trauma bonding with that family and talk about the experience and bakes. But then as time went on, I actually, from about the 6 month mark, it was actually quite a lot of fun because people were like, you were gone for a long time. I was like, yeah, but I was just like here, there. And you can kind of like, oh, I went to Europe or I went to Bali. You can start making up these little white lies so people get off your scent a little bit. But my boss, who knew that I was in the show, um, kept saying, I think I know where you got in the show. And I was like, do you? And she's like, yeah, I think you got to the grand final. I was like, nah, I got out in week two. She's like, did you? I was like, I don't know. You're just gonna have to watch and see. So it was really funny, like just to play in at work a little bit. So it was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Because
kind of
that's
fun.
true. Aside from like your husband and your kids,
Mhm.
um, and then the other bakers and their families, nobody knows who actually has made it to the
Mhm.
grand finale. And so
Yeah.
you have to keep it from all of those people. And your need to know people don't know.
No, no one knew. And it was actually so special watching the grand final with everybody, um, because no one knew where I came. And
Yeah.
so, except for my husband and like my family that actually came to the grand final, no one knew where I had come in the grand final.
Mm.
So to see everyone's reaction and to hear everyone's reaction was really special. I'm so glad that no one knew.
Yeah.
It's something that no one tells you about. So yeah, it's great. It's great not telling like people not knowing.
Yeah. Secrets are hard, but then the payoff is so good
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you finally get to tell it. And how did it feel watching yourself on television?
I thought I would hate it, but I actually really enjoyed
Oh,
it.
that's good.
I think they do a really great job. I think Bake Off all over the world do an incredible job. It's such a wholesome show,
Mhm.
and they really capture, even when people are stressed in the shed, they really capture really beautiful moments. And it was so nice watching back because it brought back memories when you were actually in the shed too. And you're like, oh, yeah, I remember that day. This is what happened. So I really loved watching it. And like you also get to see everyone else baking, which you kind
Mm.
of missed in the shed because you're so hyper focused that you're not realizing what the person behind you is doing. You just turn around at the end of the bake and everyone's got these beautiful bakes in front of them. You're like, how did you do that? And
Yeah.
so when you watch it back, you get to see people do their little tricks and their little, their little finesse of things. And you're like, I can't believe I missed that when I was there.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah, but that makes total sense because, like you said, you're just so hyper focused on what's going on your station at your station that you don't actually see everybody else's bake. You see them maybe at the end when they're presenting their bakes, but aside from that, yeah. So it's kind of cool to have that um, all documented for you, and especially for your kids as they get older and being able to actually watch it again in a number of years when they can actually really understand where you went for 7 weeks. To be able to share that with your family again and again, I think is just going to be so special moving forward.
And even just seeing them change, like you're obviously a version of yourself. Like, as you go through life, you go through different stages. And someone like myself, I've lost probably about 60 kilos. So if you saw
Oh,
me about 10 years ago, I didn't look like
that
the
is
person
a
I am
lot of
now.
weight.
Yeah. And so I would have
Right?
never imagined myself to be confident enough to be in front of a camera, doing something that I love and showing my boys that you can do that. And so
That's
it was a really big thing. I think it's like this whole close a chapter
Mhm.
of your life. But then to watch it back, and now for my children, like they were so little in the grand final, and then I look at them now and they've changed so much. And to think of all the little things that we did, like all the voice chats, all the phone calls, it's really, yeah, it's like a little time capsule that I'm going to have forever now, and my
Yeah,
family's going to have. So
yeah,
it's very, very special.
That's so
so very
wonderful.
cool. Oh,
Yeah, I know. Amazing.
yeah.
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 Now, what was your favorite moment of baking in the shed?
Oh, there was a lot of special moments. I think, being in the grand final is pretty amazing because I never, ever, ever thought I'd be in the grand final. And that last day, the height of emotions. What a lot of people don't know is that that grand final week, the first, the signature bake, so it was filmed over 3 days,
Oh,
because the bakes were so much longer, in
Mm.
grand final. And in the signature bake that night, the night before, our hotel flooded. So my
oh,
floor flooded. A pipe burst in the ceiling at 2 o'clock in the morning,
oh,
and there was a
yikes.
massive evacuation. And it was something like out of a horror movie mixed with the Titanic. So I was in
Oh,
all these alarms are going off, and people are screaming in the corridor. And we were all on separate floors in our accommodation. So me and the two other grand finalists, we had to run down over 20 flights of stairs. I mean, 20 floors in the hotel. And at 5 o'clock in the morning, we were allowed to go back into our rooms. We had no electricity, so we couldn't do anything. And we had to be on set really early that morning. I think
oh,
it was like, I can't even remember what time we had to be on set. And we didn't even know if we could get our clothes or what we could get from our room. So that's
wow.
how we started grand final week. So it was just,
No stress. It sounds like it was easy breezy, like no problem. You didn't like. come on, you've handled like 9 other weeks in the shed. Like, what's a little flood, and oh my
That
goodness, it's the last thing you need.
We were so desperate for a coffee too. I'll never forget this. We went to the McDonald's that was like down the road, and the guy that was there, the coffee machine was broken, and all he could make was hot chocolate. So we're like, this is not the same.
no.
Wow.
Craft services didn't have coffee for you when you got there?
No,
Ah!
it was so funny. So this is the thing, like what you see. So we've got all these like really funny, quirky memories from the show as well. But Signature Day was so hot, so hot. And if you've seen the show, my cake slanted because it was just so hot, and I decided to do such an unstable custard buttercream for my cake. But
And
anyway, it's stayed up.
you did 4 layers too, from what my
Four tiers?
recollection too.
Four
Yeah,
tiers or four layers?
4 layers.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did 4 layers in my cake, in my top forward cake.
Oh, I
I
see.
like to push the boundaries a little bit if I'm going to
Oh,
get expensive.
a top forward cake. So you're trying to stack layers and stick them together, like stack them sideways against each other like books and sandwich them together
Yeah,
with
so what you have
icing.
to do was build your cake this way. So I did a square, so you built it that way. So I did
Okay.
4 layers, and then you had to turn it upright and then decorate it upright.
So they're all leaning against each other.
Correct. But when you cut into it, it's pretty funny because when they cut into it, it had like this wave. And I was
Yeah.
like, if that was intentional, that would be pretty cool. But it was
I,
not.
I personally, I thought it was really cool.
That's awesome.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. A grand final, I think also getting Star Baker, never thought I would ever get Star Baker. And to get Star Baker offered tiramisu, which is, I'm known for my tiramisus, but something a bit outlandish. Yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of special moments. Helping people in the shed was also really important to me. When people were struggling, I would always run over and help someone. I never saw it as a competition. For me, it was just being in a happy place.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
literally a very happy place.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
so
Bacon
good.
happy place.
It's funny because my husband doesn't really watch Bake Off a lot, but when he does, it's like he's like, everybody's so happy. Like, I thought this way, his words were, I thought this was supposed to be a competition. And I'm like, well, it is, but it's really not.
Mhm.
No. And you
So
learn so much from each other. Like someone has this really cool technique, and then
mhm.
they're willing to teach you, and you're willing to teach someone something else, and flavor profiles, and it really starts to expand your mind so much more than what you just know, because we all have our strengths,
Yeah.
but we
Yeah.
all have our weaknesses too. And it's really special when someone taught me how to temper chocolate properly, because chocolate ain't my thing. And I was teaching people about caramel or cake, a bit of cake decorating, whatever it was. There were some people with really clever flavor profiles, which I blew my mind. I would have never even thought about flavor combinations like what I saw. So it was
Mm.
incredible.
Yeah, the learning from each other is even better than the competition itself. Is just that opportunity to continue to learn and develop your own skill sets and be able to teach other people as well. Like you said, everybody's got their strengths, and I think it's that collective skill toolkit that everybody brings with them to the shed or the tent, and just everybody's got that opportunity to go through and go, oh, that's really cool, can you show me this, and can you show me that,
Yeah.
and so it just makes you a better
A
baker.
better
And
baker.
isn't that what it's all about, is just continuing to push yourself and learn new things, and yeah, and having that opportunity to share that with other people is so cool.
It's also amazing the briefs that you do get. So you have to write your own recipes on the show, and it really makes you start to think about things in a very different way. I don't do biscuits. I don't like I love making a biscuit, but I don't do biscuit cities. And this year
Right.
I wanted to make a gingerbread house, and my husband's like, reliving Biscuit City week. I was like, he's like, that caused you a lot of trauma. I was like, yeah, but this is just a little house. He's like, it's still. Anyway, that's for it. I wanted to do I wanted to do a whole little gingerbread city. He's like, so gingerbread city week again. No. No. But it's
He still
amazing
has
in those
P
time frames. Yeah.
still has PTSD from your time practicing for Biscuit Week.
Biscuit
Oh,
week.
oh no. So what went wrong? Tell me, tell the people who haven't seen
Yeah.
it.
Um, so we had two biscuit structure challenges in our whole time in the shed. So the first one, it was in week 2, which was biscuit week. The signature was great because it was a beautiful decorated sandwich biscuit. So that's my vibe.
Okay.
Then the technical I actually won that week, which was like a shortbread twirl with like pistachio. Oh, I shouldn't say
Mm.
pistachio, that's very strange. Pistachio ganache on the top and a pistachio praline. And then there was the showstopper, which was a diorama
Right.
with a movable piece. What they didn't show, mine looked so bad. My biscuits were amazing. So I did like a lemon and roasted coconut shortbread, and I did a fig almond and fennel sugar cookie. Delicious biscuits. However, I think a 2-year-old could have made it look so much prettier than what I did. I burned, I had all melted caramel in between my fingers, and my rings actually stuck to my hands from the caramel. So I burned all in the middle of my hands.
Oh no.
A few of my cookies had shattered, so I was trying to glue them together. And then I ended up having to make, I love to pivot in the shed. Everyone knew this about me. They're like, Vanessa's going to pivot again. So I had to pivot and make rice paper kind of wave things to kind of cover as much as I could. And then as I was like rolling out my baking sheets, the baking roll fell on the floor and it rolled all the way across the shed. So I'm surprised they didn't put the footage of me just doing this, trying to change my roll of baking paper all the way down the shed.
That's amazing.
These moments that you think everybody's going to want to see, or you're like, oh, that for sure is going to be in the final cut because that was so hilarious. And then they just give you so much grace and dignity, and they're like, no, no,
They did.
you might look like a fool if we show that. We're not going to show that.
I was so surprised that they didn't show half of the stuff in that episode because I was even calling myself late. I was so delusional at one point. I think I called myself Lady Biscuit. And then anyway, it was a bake and a half. I actually thought I was going home that week just because the way the structure, it wasn't as neat and as beautiful as some of the other ones, but I think the flavor definitely saved me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, the
And
flavor
then
profile was
yeah.
delicious.
And then winning the technical that week too probably helped a fair bit. And you had a strong signature. So
Yes.
yeah. So sometimes
I
I
just
think they
think, no, sorry, go ahead.
oh no, I
Just
think they take all of that into account when they're looking at, who unfortunately has to go home. I can't imagine having to make a decision like that, but it's you when you kind of look at all three of the bakes.
I
Um
would like to think so. I don't know.
yeah.
Some of the episodes or some of the seasons, especially more recent seasons of Australian, they've been kind of more like, well, it doesn't matter. It all comes down to the showstopper. It doesn't really matter what happened in the signature or the technical. And I think they put a lot of weight on the showstopper, but it sounds like they were balanced, at least in this case. That's good.
So that's good.
It's really hard when you're in the shed though, because obviously you get nothing. So you really never know where you stand. It's kind of how you feel about your bake,
Mm.
really.
Mhm.
Like if you do really well or you think you do really well, but then you kind of hear the feedback, you're like, but did I do really well? Is that what they were looking for?
Mhm.
Or you might not do very well in one of the challenges. And that's all you're thinking about. So if you didn't do well in a signature, you're just thinking, oh my God, I'm gone. Like, that's
Mm.
it. I did really bad there. But someone gave me advice and they're just like, doesn't matter what anyone else is doing around you. Just get your bake done because you never know how badly someone else has done. And not badly in the sense that like
I
they're
mean,
not a
these are
great
amazing
baker,
bakers.
but
Yeah.
you don't understand what pressure they were under or what didn't go right in the shed or if they kind of froze all of a moment and they couldn't get something up.
Mhm.
Just get something on the plate. Just
Mhm.
do the best that you can do in that moment. And that really stuck with me a lot. Every single bake is how I went into it. It was just do the best that I could do and just get something on. And if I go home, then I did the best that I can do.
Yes.
And
Do the
that's
best you
all
can and have
that,
fun.
yeah, that's all you can expect from
Correct.
yourself
And
as
have
well.
lots of
Yeah, right. And that's the thing. Like if you've done the best that you could under the circumstances, then you should hold your head very high and be very proud of that because y- I don't know how you bakers do that under such intense pressure, not in your own kitchen. You have all
Mhm.
these tools that you're needing to use that aren't your typical kitchen. And
Yeah.
then you've got weather and you've got people asking you questions and you've got all of these things, ingredients that maybe are slightly different from what you're used to using.
Mhm.
All of those things come into play and add such complexity. And I think it would be easy to really get down on yourself and say, I just, I'm a better baker than this. But you are an amazing baker because you wouldn't have even made it into the shed in the first place if you didn't have those skills and the creativity and a positive attitude to be able to be there to begin with. So
And a nice happy smile. I mean,
yeah, and finding the
it goes
joy.
a long way. I think
Yeah,
people want to watch you, right?
yeah.
Because
thank you. It's so funny. So many of my patients, because we still wear masks when we go to patients' homes, and a few of my patients now know that I was on the show and they've watched the show. And some of them are like, "Can you just put your mask down just so I can see that smile of yours?" I was like,
Oh,
"Okay, yeah." And
oh,
then,
that's so
that's
lovely.
so sweet. That is so lovely. But right, that's the impression that you made on the show and that's what becomes very memorable about, aside from your skills and creativity, etc. It's about you and your smile and how you light up that room and yeah, and that you're having fun because it did look like all of you had some great fun in the shed.
it was great because at the start of every bake on set, I love to dance. And so I would always chuck my headphones in. And I think it was a way of me also to calm my nerves. I always used to tell myself, oh, my nerves are a good thing. They're driving me. This is a good thing, even though I felt like so nervous before every cook. But I would have like a silent disco, and then I managed to get a few more bakers on board and like dance. And then when we were in the shed, always dancing, always laughing. And I'd always tell everybody, just look around you and take mental images because we're never going to be doing this again. Like you might be for other people, you might be on a TV show or you might be doing a cooking demonstration somewhere, but we're never going to be in this group of people in this place doing the thing that we love with other people who love the same thing. And
Mhm.
I think I just kept reminding myself that of every day. I was so grateful to be there and to bake and to just the vibe. It was just, I can't even describe it. I had the best time. Like I literally felt it
Amazing.
was like I'm baking camp.
That's the best. That's
So
so
very,
good.
very
It's
lovely. Yeah.
amazing that I mean, it's not maybe not amazing, but just great that you had the forethought at that time to kind of recognize that. And it's like raising children too. I hope you're taking those moments and just going, okay, remember this, remember what this feels like, even in the hard times, because it goes so fast. And then, my son said to me one time, I think he's probably 11 or 12 years old. And he said to me, Mom, don't you realize that there was a time when you put me down and you never picked me back up again? And I just was like, oh, like you
Oh,
don't know when is going to be the last time, right? And it does go fast. My kids are all grown up. And I listen to you talk about your little ones and I'm like, oh, they were hard times, especially, two in diapers is tough. But man, I miss them sometimes. So do exactly what you did when you were in that shed and just keep reminding yourself and taking those mental photos. And it's good that you're reminding other people to do it too.
yes.
Yeah.
I think it's just the nursing side of me though. Like,
Hmm.
is it you, Lisa? That's the
Yeah.
nurse. One of you was
Yeah.
the nurse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Labor and
and
delivery.
oh yeah. So yeah. You see the start of life and sometimes the other end of life too. And
Yes.
I think it's really every profession is hard in their own ways. Like nursing is really special and midwifery as well, because you're reminded constantly of really special things, but also just how quickly life can change.
Mhm.
And um, we've been given some hard news recently, and it's just driven me even harder because I'm just like, things are not going to knock us down. Life doesn't stop for anyone. And even when you're in the shed and you have no idea of time, you have no idea when you're going to cook, like you've got no concept of anything really. Um, it's just that moment. And it was really nice to just be in that moment. And I don't think we're doing it enough. Like, there's social media and expectations and pressures from everywhere.
Mhm.
It's really, you talk to a lot of people that don't bake, but, that don't have something that brings them so much joy. And I
Mhm.
feel very grateful to have a hobby that not only gives me a lot of joy and I get a bit of meditation and things out of it, but it's something I can share with other people and they get joy too.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know. Nursing teaches you a lot. And I think being a parent also teaches you a lot, and just life experience. If you are not even on those spectrums, just life experience. So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I know I've said it a lot of times during our chat, but it is very special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're
Wonderful
being
perspective.
blessing to somebody else, which is lovely in so
Yeah.
many aspects of your life. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Incredible.
and on that note, I think that's a great note to kind of move into it's not a segue. It's not a good segue, but it's a great note to kind of say, all right, let's put that aside and play a
Yeah.
little game. What do you guys
Let's
think?
do it.
I think
Play
you could
this or that?
totally work that into a segue though,
Was
because it's
it?
about, well, because I think it comes down to choices that you make along the way and
Okay.
how you react to different situations, right?
This is why I keep her around.
That's the only reason, maybe. It's not for my
Absolutely
technical
not.
capabilities.
Oh, but
Um,
I do really applaud that you said that you remembered to say the shed every single time.
Thank you. Yes,
Good
because it's
work.
tough. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
No, it is tough. And it's tough to always say baking, because I used to say, I'm going to cook. And they're like, no, bake. And I was like, oh, I love cooking and baking the same. Probably I love baking more now, but yeah.
There you go. But as but as I was saying, it's about choices and how you
Okay.
react and your perspective around that and being able to find, even in the worst of times, those
Mhm.
little glimmers of joy and happiness and perspective is just such a powerful thing that
Mhm.
gets you through anything.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
so
All right.
anyway, and this next game we're playing, this or that, is exactly those. You're making choices.
I'm not very good at making choices. Let's see. I can be very indecisive at times.
Oh, maybe we're gonna have Larry on our
Yeah,
hands.
Larry. I don't know if you've listened to our podcast with Larry Harris. He was one of the bakers from
Four.
season four of Great Canadian Baking Show, and he's like our bread guy
Yeah.
to
He taught
for
us how
us.
to make bread. He was,
Yeah,
well,
he's amazing. But anyway, this or that was not one of his strengths, and he could not make a decision. And sometimes we actually on our Instagram page we have a this or that that we usually do on Fridays, and now we have like a Larry option for people who are indecisive. It's called the Larry option. It's great.
You might have another Larry on your hands. I'm just saying.
hey,
We're
we
gonna
should.
have our Australian Larry. It's our Vanessa.
We're not playing this or that. We're playing this and that, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that, and potentially that as well. And
All right.
that's awesome.
I will start off with coffee or tea.
Oh, coffee. Hands down. That's
That
a
was easy.
non-negotiable. That
Well done.
um yeah, that is a non-negotiable.
Proper
I
Italian
used to,
coffee.
even when I was little, this is a side note, I used to drink coffee with milk, like espresso coffee and milk, with teddy bear biscuits. Do you know what teddy bear biscuits are?
Like Teddy Grahams? Yeah, little. Are they
Are they
Not
little?
like
the little
little
ones.
guys?
Oh,
No.
So
okay.
we've got like Arnott's have who make Tim Tams. They've got like teddy bear biscuits. They're about this big.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
And I used to put like six into a bowl with milk and coffee and have that like as cereal.
oh, That actually almost
Oh,
sounds pretty good though.
it sounds delicious, but that's a
Little
lot.
caffeine hit.
A lot. And also, stale, this is an Italian thing, stale bread in a pot with coffee and milk, and you cook it till the bread's soft, and then you eat that for breakfast. So that was my breakfast when I was about 5 or 6 years old. So
Wow.
That's
Coffee
coffee
for
runs in these
breakfast.
veins.
Wow. Okay. I mean, that was a very decisive answer, and I see now why.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, because she's been a coffee drinker since she was a toddler.
Hmm.
Correct.
Do
Yeah.
you drink tea at all, or is it
I
only?
do, no, I do drink tea, not herbal tea. I'm not really a fan of. Very specific herbal teas I'll drink, but I don't mind a black tea or an English breakfast every now
Mhm.
and
Okay.
then.
Yeah, those are
Awesome.
good.
And how do you take your tea? Are you like a total purist? Are you like an Americano gal
You
or
mean coffee?
oh yes, did I say tea?
I said tea.
Sorry, coffee. How do you take your coffee?
I'm a you probably will shun me, but I'm a slow latte kind of girl.
Oh.
And well, I love dairy. I just don't like the taste of hot milk now as I've gotten older. So soy milk does it for me. And I put a little
Interesting.
bit of vanilla bean extract in my coffee. That's my
Oh,
trick at
that
home.
would be nice.
That would be nice, definitely. Mm.
Hmm. Yeah, there's something about that nice little touch of vanilla in everything. So good.
Yeah.
So
So
I'm
so
I'm all about the vanilla.
you're making soy lattes at home?
Yes. I had
Nice.
to I had to work really hard to get a coffee machine. I had to tell my husband that it'd be worth it. And because he doesn't drink coffee, he's a matcha drinker. And my coffee machine has a run for its money. 5 coffees a day. It's great.
wow, all regular caffeine, or do you switch over to decaf at any time?
Oh, no,
Or
no,
is
all regular.
decaf
No,
is a
no
bad
decaf.
word in
Doesn't
your
exist
house?
in our house. Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Christina, do you remember my story about the decaf coffee when I was working as a waitress way back in the day? My kids were very young. I worked in Matt's Cafe in Three Hills, Alberta, and there was a certain table that always came in every morning, and they would have their coffee, and the one guy was just like, "No decaf for me. Don't you ever bring me decaf. Like that's not worth drinking. I gotta have my regular coffee." And so, of course, I gave him his regular coffee every day. And then one day I decided that I was going to switch it out and give him decaf. And so I did. And he drank, well, 2 or 3 cups of this. And he kept saying, like, there's nothing like real coffee. I didn't get any of that crap decaf and blah, blah, blah. And then when they were about to leave, I started laughing and I was like, ha ha, I gave you decaf and you didn't even know it was decaf. And I swear all of the color drained from his face. And he's like, "Do you know that the decaffeination process uses oranges and I'm allergic to oranges?" And I was like, "Oh no." And so I was terrified that something, I had no idea. Who knew that the decaffeination process uses oranges? You might know, Christina, that might be something that you and Erwin
I
are aware of, but
I wasn't aware of that until before. So yeah, because my
yeah.
husband's allergic to oranges.
And so he said, I was like, oh no, we're like, do we have to go to the hospital or something? He just said, no, just nobody, my wife is not going to want to be near me and I'm going to be in the bathroom for the rest of the day. I'm laughing now because it was like 20 years ago, but I felt so bad. So now I will never give someone decaf if they're asking for regular coffee.
You've got to learn the hard way, right?
Yeah.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All
Okay.
right. So next one, sweet or savory bakes? What is your preference?
Or are we talking just bakes?
Yes.
Like to eat or
Sweet.
to bake? Okay, sweet.
To
Sweet?
make. Oh no. To make, definitely sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, any bakes, I would definitely say sweet over savory.
Okay.
Okay. Good. That
All
was
right.
pretty decisive, Vanessa.
Yeah, so far so good. Yeah. No trouble here so far. Maybe the
I
next
love
one will be
making
the Larry.
savory things,
I
but I'd
found it
definitely pick sweet if I
I
had to
found
bake.
it interesting that when you're going in the through the application slash audition process that you have to bring a showstopper and a savory bake because
Mhm.
I think that has been part of the downfall when they have the open calls here and everybody's just bringing sweet after sweet after sweet. And if you bring savory to one of those open calls, then people are, I mean, the
It
cast crew is
it
just,
didn't help me.
what? Oh yeah, but they were so happy to have it. I'm not saying it's going to ha make a difference as to whether you get cast or not. I'm
They
saying
appreciate
they're
it.
just so excited to have something savory to eat after all that sugar.
Did you make something really extravagant, Christina? I could be wrong, but did you make something a really extravagant savory bake with multiple elements? Was that
I
you?
Yeah, 2 years ago, I did like a little Eiffel Tower structure with it was all savory French pastries. So I did some choux pastry that was little choux buns that were filled with chorizo, like a chorizo paste kind of thing, moussey kind of idea.
It had
And
goat's cheese
then,
in it, didn't it too?
pardon?
Didn't it have?
Not that one.
Oh,
No, that one was shoot, I can't even remember it. I'll have to check my recipe. It was a couple of years ago. I can't remember what I ate for dinner last night, let alone what I baked 2 years ago. But it was like a chorizo shoe bun, little mini buns. And then the next layer had they were like a cornmeal with sun-dried tomato, filled with sun-dried tomato Madeleine.
Madeline's, yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and then I did like a sweet savory macaron that was the goat cheese
That's
with
the goat.
fig and a roasted walnut.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you didn't get on that. That's insane. You guys have to like
That's okay.
Your time will come.
it will. I have no doubt, guys. I'm putting all the positive vibes out there. I have no doubt that you guys are going to definitely make it into the shed. Do you
Oh,
call it the shed there too?
It's a
the tent.
tent here.
Tent.
Yeah,
Tent.
tent. Yeah.
We're very, very hopeful that one of these days it'll happen. But in the meantime, we're
Wendy.
learning so much and we get to do this, which is
Yeah.
really, really
Things
fun.
happen for a reason.
That's right.
Yes.
We'll be
Yep.
This
ready
is
when
amazing,
it's our
guys.
time.
Yep.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right.
Cake or pie?
Cake.
Okay. So
Hey,
far we're
look,
three
you
for
did
three
great.
on the decisive.
These are good questions.
Okay, good.
I love making a pie, but I there is nothing that fills my heart more than being able to pull out some piping tips and decorate
Yeah,
a cake. Yeah.
that's totally
So yeah,
fair. Yeah.
definitely.
What's
Yeah.
your go-to flavor for baking cakes?
I would probably say chocolate would be my go-to. I think it's the crowd pleaser and it's very versatile in the sense of like fillings. I love nut
Mhm. True.
fillings,
Mhm.
especially chocolate hazelnut. Love
Mm.
caramel fillings. You can do
Mhm.
curds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really nice base. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
true. Yeah. And
Sounds
most
good.
people, if people are ordering a cake, they're gonna ask for chocolate. Half, 6 out of 10 times, I'd say. Happens all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
chocolate is definitely a crowd favorite for sure.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Yeah,
cool.
definitely a chocolate.
All right. When you bake, are you baking to music, to listening to a podcast? Do you have the TV going, or do you like to bake in silence?
I have music going generally when I bake.
Because you're
Sometimes you're
dancing.
silent. If the kids are in bed, it's the sound of my mixer and that's about it. But if it's like during the day, it's definitely music. And a bit like a nice either dance upbeat or I love like old school 70s, even 50s, a bit of
Okay.
Sam Cooke, Van Morrison, Earth,
Nice.
Wind and Fire. Kind of
Nice.
old school
Some more
disco.
things that you can groove along to.
I
Yeah.
love it. Okay.
Nice.
I can't wait till we get to Australia and come say hi.
Right?
Oh, please do. We'll have a bake up together. It'll be great.
Oh,
That'd
wouldn't
be
that be
so much
awesome?
fun. Yes.
I love it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that would be so
absolutely.
much fun. Baking and dancing, moving
Yeah.
and
Oh,
grooving. We got it.
you have to dance in the kitchen. You have to. That's the rule. My kids, if they want ice cream, they have to dance for the ice cream.
Love
I'm not
it.
even kidding. And then even my little 2-year-old now, and he like just
And
starts rocking out all these dance moves and he shakes his little bum. It's very cute.
good.
Oh
And
my
so
goodness.
you cannot deprive them of ice cream if they do that for you. So
They even start dancing now. They'll be like, "Mom, can I have it?" And they'll like say ice cream and they just like start dancing.
what do they have to do for cake?
Not much, but they're getting very cheeky. They've now worked, we have Calabash chocolate here. I don't know if you have that. over there. And my kids know I've got 2.5 kilo bags
Yeah.
and they know the bag now. And my 2-year-old knows how to open the bag now. So if it's on the bench, he like quietly jumps on the bench and he like sticks his hand in and he's like looks around. They're
Oh,
very cheeky, my two.
My
Um,
husband does that.
mine too. Like smacking his hands. That's the expensive chocolate. You don't put your hands.
Your chocolate is over here.
Yeah. Tell him it has oranges in it. He'll get away from it.
True.
Oh, I love it. I mean, yeah, they can be sneaky because you're focusing, right?
Mhm.
You're working on something. They know exactly when to come and sneak up and get husbands and
oh, or changing the my kids come in, they'll change the oven temperature. They'll just be a bit cheeky. Yeah. You've got to, your eyes have to be everywhere at all times. So
Wow.
you've got little hands. But their
oh
piping
wow.
skills, cracking eggs, they can do all those things, do little
That's
Oh,
sprinkles of salt. It's great. It's a great time. I love
that
cooking
is
with.
amazing. And they love
that
baking as well. They love being in
They
the kitchen.
love it. Yeah. And like they love coming to pick produce with me. It's amazing. And the fact that I can go to their daycare and I go in quite a lot and bake cookies with the kids and do
Fun.
things there. So yeah, it's great. It's really good.
yes, so good.
Nice.
I love it. All right. Signature, technical, or showstopper?
Ooh. I want to say, oh, I like all of them for different reasons. I'm going to say I always, even from day one, I always said I loved a technical because I loved it was nerve-wracking walking into something that you had no idea what you're going to cook. But the recipes are like the food tech team are amazing in how they write the recipe and what we're actually given. I still to this day find it astonishing that we can all make something that looks pretty much identical to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even with things missing from the recipe, like it blows my mind to this day that we can do that as humans.
Yeah.
I love
And
the
the time,
technical.
in the time constraint that they give you too. That's the other part
Right.
of it. Yeah.
What a
And
skill.
you'll
I
make
mean,
me
the
think that
writing
you've
is a
never
skill.
made before. I
Yeah.
remember our first ever technical was Esterhazy
Hmm.
torta.
Yes.
Never knew what it was, never seen one in my life. And I remember reading the recipe in the shed and it was like, and do feathering in the icing. I was like, don't even know what that is.
Mm.
What is feathering? I've never knew it to be called feathering. And it was just funny as the cook kind of went along, because you're not allowed to talk to each other. You're not allowed to ask questions. You're not allowed to like kind of go over to someone's bench. You're not allowed to do any of those things in a technical.
Hmm.
Signatures and showstoppers you can, but not in a technical. And then I was like just rereading this recipe over and over again. And I was just following all the other steps. And I'm like, oh, this is what it is. And it kind of made sense. But it's so hard when you're under that time pressure limit as well. It's
Hmm.
amazing what your brain starts to think things up.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think in one of the other technicals, it said turn your the sponge fingers inside out. I can't remember the name of the cake that we did. A Charlotte Russe, we did
Oh,
Oh,
that
yeah.
must be,
like
yeah.
the sponge fingers. And on the recipe, it said turn them inside out. So in my head, I literally thought you put the outside in, which is not right. It's meant to be the other way
Oh,
around. So when you watch that episode, you'll see that my collar is actually the opposite way around. It still looked pretty, but not the way it was meant to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
right. I
Minor.
I
Minor.
think my brain goes to actually like trying to invert the cookie into push the inside out. I don't know, because that's very literal. But
Yeah.
yeah, it must be so hard without being able to see like absolutely no photograph or anything,
Mhm.
visual cues as to what you're doing. Yeah, you're
And
right.
you get nothing, like you have no idea of what the technical. It's not like they kind of bring one in and they're like, okay, so that's the recipe and this is what
Yeah.
it's meant to look like.
Yeah.
You have no idea. So it's
Yeah.
amazing even when people do the decorations, like everyone's interpretation, but it is somewhat very similar to each other. It's very
Yeah.
fascinating.
It
So I'm
is.
gonna
It is.
say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have new
I,
respect for technicals.
we're always amazed. I'm always in awe of all the technicals. And you're right. They all look very kind of similar to what it's supposed to. And it like is mind blowing that everybody is able to get something on the plate to begin with, but then how it all turns out. And for the most part, especially season after season, the caliber of baker that we're seeing on Bake Off, just that bar continues to get higher and higher in terms, and on these technicals, what they're asking you to do is mind blowing. I think you guys had to do an entremet in 3 hours for the finale, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, who does
Yeah.
that?
I've never made, so talking about that technical, well, I know when we walked in, they're like, and you're gonna make an entremet in 3 hours. I was like, I could only dream of making an entremet, let alone actually making one. And in 3 hours, sure. And I never forget on that day when I took the mousse out of the frozen mold, I was just like, you've got to be shitting me. Sorry, the language. I'm like, it actually worked. And then doing the mirror glaze, I was like, I remember at the end, I don't even know if they showed it, but I was like full dancing. We were just like beside ourselves. I could not believe we pulled that off. It was amazing. But this is the shed. I always say it, I said it a few times. I was like, it makes the impossible possible. Somehow it really does.
I
And
love
there's
it.
no fancy equipment either. So when you come home, you're like, I can actually do these things now. It's
Yeah.
not
Yes.
as scary as what I thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
That's
so
really
cool.
impressive. I wonder if the dry ice that was brought in for Laura Foo's season ended up be like, did you have to use the dry ice for it? I'm sure for
Yeah,
three.
so we use dry ice because there's no blast chillers or anything like that. It was literally a box of dry ice.
Yeah,
Um, but it was so hot. Those couple of days were very, very hot.
of course.
But I love the heat. I'm a very cold person. Like even at night, I'd have my head in the 250-degree oven while they're like doing the judging. It was pretty funny.
Oh,
Everyone used to give me all their hot pockets all the time. So if I'm ever like this, I was just like freezing out in the field.
so for you, the heat was welcome.
I was all about it. Like bring it on, but it doesn't work for your bakes. Your bakes don't like the heat that much.
No, depending on what you're doing. Yeah, yeah. You're
Yeah.
icing things in the fridge, in the freezer. Yeah,
In the freezer, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Biscuit week or bread week? I think I have a good idea of which
Oh,
one you're going with on this one.
to avoid or to do again?
Which did you enjoy most? Now, knowing that you actually won the technicals in both of those weeks, bread
Oh
week.
yeah, I did. I forgot. Yes, I did.
But apparently it wasn't your favorite thing because the expressions that you're pulling and the way you're
Yeah.
covering your face.
I don't want to talk about bread week either. They're 2 weeks. I think I would redo biscuit week.
Okay. Hence why you were thinking of
Making another gingerbread.
your biscuit city.
Well, I learned a lot of things. So after doing the biscuit diorama and then Biscuit City, I was the only one in Biscuit City week that didn't do a gingerbread. I did orange chocolate chip sugar cookie was what I did. Everyone else did a gingerbread biscuit. And I just learned a lot of things of how to structure your biscuits better, using a microplane to get nice edges so they join, using little corner angles. So now that I know all of those little things, using isomalt, so if you get drips, you don't see it as much as caramel.
Yeah.
I would say definitely biscuit week.
Okay.
Excellent. Yeah, you put all that into
Very
practice.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the things you learn along the way.
And you have
Yeah,
a
it's
number
brilliant.
of bakers at your beck and call on the other end of your phone. You can just say, hey,
Yeah.
somebody, how do I do this?
Yeah. Who's
Correct.
the biscuit expert of season 9?
I'm going to say Aisha is phenomenal. She taught me a few little tricks or little right angles. She taught me about just to keep everything nice and straight. Her brain in regards to engineering is engineering queen. So yeah, I would definitely say in regards to biscuit structures, Aisha, hands down. Yeah. There was a lot of other people. Everyone had like really great tips, but that definitely the right angles really, really saved me with my little Havana city that I made. So
So awesome. Okay, puff pastry. Make it or buy it?
um technical puff, or we're going to say rough puff, is that included in the mix?
I think I would include rough puff in the mix.
I would include rough puff too. Yep.
I would say make rough puff, but if I'm making something like a galette de noix, which I now make quite a lot of, ever since the show, I love them. I love mixing up the flavors. Probably buy, because rough puff gives you more of an uneven puff compared to if you do the laminated puff.
Yeah.
And when you're a mum short on time, I'd buy puff.
Okay.
Yes,
But
very,
if I'm
very
doing
fair.
something else, just like a lid or a pie or something, I would make the rough puff, hands down.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, very makes so much sense. Oh, and now moving on to
Oh, was it me? Sorry. Chocolate. See, can't remember what I had for dinner last night.
we're wondering what's in that Calbo bag.
Chocolate. What kind of chocolate are you enjoying? White, milk, dark, or maybe some other type of chocolate?
Oh, I love a bit of a caramel at the moment.
Oh,
So the
okay.
caramelized white chocolate I really enjoy.
Yes. So
But
nice. It's having a moment too, isn't it? Like there's a lot out there with the gold or
Gold
that
chocolate.
caramelized chocolate. Yeah.
yeah, there's something, yeah, it's just because it's got its own beautiful flavor profile. I think it's nice. It is very sweet.
Mhm.
But I guess it just depends what the chocolate's with, is where I go with chocolate. So I'm not against any chocolate, from white all the way to 70%. I'm all about it. Send it my way. But it just depends what it's with, is how I feel about it.
Okay. What's your favorite chocolate combination with what's that ultimate combo with chocolate for
Ultimate
you?
ultimate combo is like a 50% with hazelnuts.
Okay.
I love texture. So
Mhm.
nuts and chocolate together, I'm all about it. Give it to
Okay.
me.
All
But
right.
I also love Raffaellos. Do you have Raffaellos
Yes.
there?
Oh my
Yes,
goodness. I
Love.
love those. They are
I love them.
so
But
good.
you guys are you're both gonna be upset with me. I just eat around the middle. I don't eat the nut in the middle.
You don't eat the almond?
No,
It's just a
It's
little
the
almond.
best part.
I don't want it.
Oh, I like the little crunchy. I like the little
Back in my
crunchy outer
teeth.
layer.
Oh, I love the little crunchy outer.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to make them. Like I got the center part done, but I'm trying to figure out how I could actually make Raffalos with that little crunchy wafer thing
Shell.
that encircles the nice creamy white chocolate
Oh,
coconutty
I love that white
center.
chocolate coconut
Would you,
combination. That's
would you
so
make
good.
it's like texture, like Caribbean holiday somewhere. I don't know. It's just everything in one chocolate. It's a
Yeah,
great time.
It
so good.
is.
Would you make like a fillotine
Oh
and
yeah,
then put it
Yeah.
around like a
yeah.
round silicon mold?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? You could probably do something similar, but maybe a little bit different. So actually do the fouettine and then mix it in with with the white chocolate. So you actually have more of that crunch all around. That might even actually be better. And then you wouldn't even need the almond in the center. And
Oh,
then just
thank
cover it
goodness.
in white chocolate and then roll it in coconut.
Coconut.
I did it because I did a cake not too long ago where I did that as my filling. So I did the
Mhm.
fillotine, almond,
Yeah.
coconut, and condensed milk.
Yes.
Mhm.
Just crunched it all together and did that in the center of the
Yeah.
cake, like fillings.
Oh, that
Really
So
sounds
good.
so good.
With a
good.
chocolate cake, that would be brilliant. Uh-huh.
Mm.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Mhm. Oh,
Yes. Okay, I'm hungry
so good.
now.
I
I'm gonna start
know.
drooling.
I've
I'm good. I'm good.
got my green smoothie. I'm fine.
Oh
Oh,
man.
that's very sad.
I just have
Okay.
to say I'm loving these questions. Not as indecisive as I thought I was.
No,
No,
you're doing great.
there's been, I don't think any indecision. I think the
No,
most difficult
none at
one, but
all.
more on the negative, you didn't want to choose either of them was biscuit or bread week.
Biscuit bread.
Yeah.
Not in the
Mind you,
shed.
chocolate. You said chocolate, you would take it all.
Yeah, I'll take it all. Yeah, just
All
depends
the
how it
time.
is. But yeah,
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Okay. Cannoli or biscotti?
Ooh.
You thought you were going to get spared on these this or that questions, and now we've got a zinger for you.
That is a really hard one. I'm gonna say cannoli.
Okay.
Yeah, I love vanilla cannoli, and I love Siciliano cannoli. So the ricotta with
Yeah.
fruit and chocolate. And
Yeah.
again, texture, chocolate, fruit. Yeah,
Yeah.
cannoli,
Yeah.
cannoli.
Okay.
All right.
Excellent.
Is that like your favorite Italian delicacy, or is there something? Because I know you love your tiramisu.
I do. But I really love sfogliatella, which
I
is
was
like,
gonna suggest that. Yeah.
yeah.
That's so good.
Love that. And also there's a cake that I grew up eating called Zvoya,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I think the other kind of name for it is like a continental cake. And so pretty much what it is it's sponge that's soaked in an Italian liqueur. And then it's got a layer of vanilla custard, sponge, a layer of chocolate custard. Then it's got puff pastry, so like millefeuille, think,
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the center. Then it's got chocolate custard sponge, vanilla custard sponge, and it's covered in roasted almonds and cream.
Oh, that sounds
That sounds
so good.
amazing.
And then with that,
It
the
is.
millefeuille, I would imagine would take that cake to that next level because again, it's that crunchy,
French.
unexpected little crunchy surprise that you would get in that center.
It's beyond. And if you do it with, I make it at home and I do it sometimes with a lemon custard instead of vanilla.
Oh,
It's
Mm.
yes.
it's like a creme pat. I can't. It's like that's my ultimate favorite, probably Italian dessert.
Wow.
And
Okay.
panettone. We can't go past the
Panettone.
panettone.
So do you
Yeah.
make your own panettone? Do you have like your favorite panettone recipe that you do know you buy? Oh, maybe that's the
I'm
question
too
we should have
scared.
asked.
No, I'm too scared. No, I'm too scared to make it because I want to make it the traditional way.
Yeah.
But to make the lievito madre, it takes a long time. And yeah, no, I'm tempted this year. I've been given a recipe this year that doesn't have that in it. So I will try it. But
Yeah.
we're really spoilt for really good panettone now. So
Oh, that's good. Yeah, there are a couple places in Vancouver that make a fabulous panettone as well. They're just, I mean, there's just something just so beautiful and special about that. And then the texture is your like oh, okay,
yeah,
seriously.
so good. I recently been playing around in the kitchen and I make a panettone frangipane filling inside the galette. It's so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I could talk about food till the cows come home,
Oh,
guys.
no
Like,
kidding. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm with you
Oh,
on that one. Yep.
I'm so hungry.
Yeah. That sounds delicious.
if only
Well,
I could feed you guys through here.
I know.
oh, no kidding. Or you
I'm on a
know,
family holiday.
we can share a few recipes around as well. I think
Yes,
we'd be like on the you know the beneficial side of that recipe transfer for sure. Holy,
Yes,
that would be
definitely.
amazing.
Well, this continental cake sure has my attention.
Same,
Yeah.
same.
You have to, yeah, it's next. Yeah, I can't even describe it. But that was the cake at every single birthday growing up, and then there was a period of time where it wasn't seen, so I taught myself how to make it. And now you're starting to see a little bit more of them, which is really nice.
Yeah.
But that's my birthday cake every year, hands
Yeah.
down.
Oh, it
You
sounds
make your own birthday
amazing.
cake.
Yeah.
Of course I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did I even ask? My son has a birthday coming up and he never ever lets me make a cake for him because he just wants a Dairy Queen ice cream cake, which is
That's so cute.
yeah,
nice
but
treat.
actually both of the boys my daughter lets me make her a cake, but the boys are both like, no, I needed a cake from DQ. And it's like, okay.
Yeah. My son
Just make them
actually
dance for their cake now.
I should, yeah. You're turning 24. Yay, dance for the cake.
right.
I'm going to do this. It is going to happen on Sunday.
That's amazing. Yeah. All right. So this brings us to our last this or that question. Now, this one might be a little bit difficult. I mean, this might change things in terms of our relationship here, Vanessa. So just pre-warning you on this one. But Raisins in bakes. Are you a go or a no-go on having raisins in baking?
Ooh, I don't use very many raisins
This
in
is
my
going
baking.
well so far.
Christina, stop
You
leading
know,
the witness.
in all fairness, I probably use raisins more in my savory cooking than I do in my sweet.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Interesting.
I would
Yes.
say, yeah, I make a lot of like cabbage and raisin things with like burrata cheese because of that
Mm,
salty, sweet kind of vibe, or on a cheese platter. But I
okay.
would say I don't really use raisins in baking. I'm not
Okay.
against it, but I don't really use them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right. Okay, so
I'm
you're
not a
not
hater.
going to give me
I'm not a
judgment.
hater, but I'm not all guns going for raisins either.
That's fair.
Middle of the road. You're
Middle.
not
I'm a
you're not
Larry. I'm
leading.
a Larry in this
There we go.
question.
You're a Larry on this question. That's
This
okay. We'll
is
take
where
that.
Christina's resting judgment face comes out, but she didn't have to today. So
I did not have to today, and generally it's not a rest. Like I say before, I've
it's
said
an
before,
active
it's an
judging face.
active. There's nothing resting judgment on it at all. It's
It's
actively judging.
it's just quite amazing because she looks very friendly and open and smiley right now. And then when you say that you like raisins, she goes,
You know
and
what?
it
I don't.
just
So here's the thing.
changes her
I'm
whole
okay
face.
with selective raisins, raisins
You
and
know.
selective bakes. Oatmeal raisin cookies,
Yes.
raisin
Correct.
bread,
Yes.
cinnamon raisin bagels gets a pass as well. Really? Those are the three things with raisins.
Like fruit cakes. You need raisins in fruit cakes.
See,
Sultanas.
there it is. There it
No,
is.
I'm not a huge fruitcake fan.
Oh, and panettone. Well, they use kind of sultanas more so, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Or I would do like I like
Here
dried
we go.
cherries or cranberries or the dried fruit, like other fruits that have
Currants.
currants. Currants I actually only really use in like things like Eccles cakes. If I or that's fine, or the raisin the butter tarts,
Butter
which
tarts.
is like a Canadian
Never heard
tart.
of either of those things
You
before.
Oh,
need
okay.
you need
Eccles
to take
cakes
the
are
butter tart,
Yeah,
but
Eccles cakes are like puff pastry, like a big puff pastry kind of circle that's filled like it's like like a hand pie, big hand pie. They're about, so big. And it's like done with puff pastry, and then they've got like a currant kind of filling in them. They're very popular in the UK.
I'm gonna have to look them up.
Mhm.
And what was the other one? Butter pie?
butter
Butter
tart,
tarts.
A butter tart.
Yeah, so
very
little tart.
Canadian.
Yeah, very Canadiana. Yeah, so good.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to look both of these. I'm gonna have to educate myself a little bit more.
There you go.
yep, yep. Butter tarts. So usually for that question, we ask butter tarts, raisins or no raisins, because that is a big debate up here as to whether
Ooh.
butter tarts should have raisins or no raisins.
Yeah.
I
What are
discovered that
people
I
more
like
on?
them with raisins, but she does not.
Oh, so okay. So you guys are 50-50, one on each side.
Oh, yes. And it was very funny because I always said no, no raisins until all of a
Yes.
sudden I was thinking about it and I was like, no, I think I want raisins in my butter tarts.
This
And you
came
would
out
have
during
thought
one of our
during one of our podcasts,
podcasts. And I'm like,
you would have
oh,
thought that I like was reaching over to strangle her or something.
totally. It's like I was smacked up the side of the head unexpectedly.
She just was like, Lisa! Like,
I just have to plug in my computer here. Sorry. There we
it
go.
was,
I'm I'm literally going to find this recipe. I'm going to make one version with raisins and one version without. I'll
yes.
let you know how I feel
I'm
about it.
I'm happy to share. I have a family recipe for butter tarts. I'd be happy to share for you for
I would love it.
okay.
Yep. Starting point, absolutely.
Perfect. And then,
Awesome.
yeah, go from there. But you can put other things in there as well. In fact, in Canada, there's a butter tart festival. And
Mhm.
they have, so basically, they have a huge number of people that come out every year and they actually bake their version of butter tarts. So they have a couple of categories for the bakes. One is sort of the more traditional butter tart. And then the other one's like a wild card. So you can kind of experiment with all sorts of flavors, textures, that kind of stuff. But in the traditional one, I think raisins are allowed, currants are allowed. like the basic and then the
Pecan.
regular tart shell kind of idea. And the
I
wild
think you
card
would
is
want
whatever. Hmm?
you would probably want pecans, Vanessa.
Yes,
Yeah.
you
Instead of
probably want
raisins.
nuts in there or walnuts.
Well, I'm happy for the recipe, but I will put raisins in some of them. So you
Yeah,
can't
that's
hate
fine.
for that. Okay,
That's
cool. All
okay.
right,
And
all
then you can
right.
try them and let us know which one you prefer.
Absolutely. I love a baking challenge and I love cooking from
Oh,
a recipe. So
I
Awesome.
love it. I love baking challenges too.
Me
Hence why
too.
I bake along with every single season of the Great Canadian Baking Show. Just
you're amazing. I have seen some of your stuff. Very, very
thank you.
good.
Thank you.
It's impressive.
Some
Yeah.
are better than others, but it depends on how busy my work week and my home week has been. But thank you. Yes, that's my practice, right? That's how I am getting myself ready for the tent one of these days. We
Yeah.
hope.
So I tell everybody, like in the shed, I'm like, everyone thinks that you're practicing like for a very short period of time before you go in. But what people don't understand is it's your lifelong experience of all
Mhm.
the things that you have trained yourself, the practicing in the kitchen late at night, the Googling of recipes,
Mhm.
trialing of recipes, tweaking your own palate, talking to people, all of those things actually help you in the long run with anything that you do in the kitchen. It's
Yeah,
not just a one-off thing. Yeah.
it's so true. It's so
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
I'd say
And
for life too, life lessons learned as well. I think, again, picking something up and just, it's about having that passion for it.
mhm.
Yeah.
And then your whole world revolves around the passion.
Yeah,
Correct. Really
actually,
does.
it really does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, speaking of life lessons, do you have a baking scrap that you want to share with us and our listeners? Some kind of tip or trick?
I do have a few baking scraps, but probably one of my key ones that I never used to do, but I do now, is I warm up my eggs before I use them. So I put eggs in a warm glass of water, obviously with the shell on, just as is, and I let them sit in there for a few minutes because it doesn't seize your mixture. So if you've done all the effort of being patient enough to warm your butter to room temperature, I can be really bad at that sometimes. Um, you don't then want to destroy that work by then putting in a cold egg.
Mhm.
So having room temp eggs really does make a difference, and that's just a nice little trick.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Probably one of my other ones that helps a lot with cake decorating is warming up your palette knife with a kettle. So pouring over hot water so you get a really nice smooth buttercream finish on your cake.
Mhm.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's
have to
very, very
try.
smart. And
Mhm.
what's your favorite buttercream to use?
I'm a real big fan. Swiss meringue buttercream, hit and miss. I've started using condensed milk and butter equal
Like the
quantities,
Russian.
and
Yeah.
it's like the Russian buttercream. Yeah. And I just find that it is so stable, tastes absolutely delicious, and it is great to pipe with. You get really beautiful, smooth piping.
And
You just need to
easy.
beat it. So easy. So
So
much easier
easy.
than fiddling around with eggs and all sorts of stuff, and
Kidding.
cheaper, depending what your egg climate's like at the moment.
Yeah.
Um, but the trick is obviously to beat it. Beat it for at least 10 minutes, 10 to
Yeah.
15 minutes, I think, with any buttercream to get
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
really beautiful, smooth, luscious, fluffy buttercream.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
We even got a
Yeah.
bonus tip from Vanessa. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great.
Done.
Fantastic. I mean, we'll take
Oh,
all the tips we can get. Right?
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So,
Well,
Oh,
thank
I
you
love
for joining us. This has been so much fun, even though it made me really, really hungry.
it.
And now we get to go eat if we want to eat, which is great. And people can find you on Instagram and
yes,
your
Yeah.
we didn't talk about this. What you're doing now since leaving the tent, but your Instagram page is so beautiful. I love following it. And it's at Is It Worth the Space? And you actually bake things out of different various cookbooks, and you just let us know whether it's actually worth making so you can enjoy it and worth the space in your stomach as well as the space for this cookbook on your shelf. And I think it's
Correct.
just an absolutely brilliant angle and wonderful that you're sharing all of that with us on your Instagram journey.
That's really
Oh, thank
fun.
you. Yeah, my Instagram page, Is It Worth the Space? Pretty much that's exactly what it is. I love cookbooks. I always have, and my dream is to have my own cookbook with Italian recipes, more regional and stuff that's really special.
Mhm.
But it's really nice just to get people passionate about cooking again, getting people opening up their cookbooks, because I think so many people have them at home but don't actually cook out of them.
Yeah, sure.
And there's some cookbooks out there that there's so much work, but they're more like for a restaurant kind of vibe compared to a home cook, or, if you're mixed skilled. So I love doing that. But I'm also next year gonna dive a little bit more into my own recipes and doing a little bit more regional bakes from Italy and things that people don't really see very often. So
Wonderful.
that's the goal. I want to do a few markets and get people to try my stuff and gain a little bit of a following now so I can have my cookbook.
Definitely.
That's the
Oh,
ultimate dream.
great.
That would be wonderful. So
Yeah.
Get people
we're
passionate about cooking and
Exactly.
eating.
Yes.
right. Keep that tradition alive and well. You've been passed that torch from your nonna, and now it's yours to run with and share your passion and your love for food and sharing that with others. And we're so glad to be part of that with you. So thank you
Oh,
so much for joining us. And we look forward to continuing to follow your journey. And
Mhm.
yeah, let us know when you get that cookbook. It'd be great to have you back on the podcast if we're
If we
still
still
around
have
to
a podcast?
pardon if we still have a podcast.
well, I'll make it my mission to try and have it out before anything changes. I will. I'm
Get
definitely
on
very.
that, Vanessa. Get
I
on
will.
that.
Yeah. That
But
sounds
if you're
sounds
in Melbourne before then, make sure you come around for a cook or a
oh,
feed at least.
Yes. Well, and
you bet we will get in touch.
if you're ever on the west coast of Canada as well, we would love to connect up for sure. So
Yes, show you around our lovely country slash our corner of our beautiful country.
yes,
I hear it is very beautiful over there. I haven't been to Canada before, so I would love to go one day. So it's definitely on the bucket list.
Excellent. Well,
perfect.
you let us know. We'd be happy to
Yes,
be tour guides and
that
feed you.
and feed you.
That's also our
Exactly.
love language.
I love that.
Yeah, it's fantastic. All right,
Have a
and we
wonderful
look forward
day,
to
guys.
seeing you butter your butter tarts.
Yes.
Yes, I will. I'll definitely
Don't
be
forget.
posting that. Stay
Excellent.
tuned. Yeah.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for being here with us, and we will talk to you again soon.
Take good
Thank you so
care.
much for having me, guys.
Thanks. Bye,
Thanks.
Vanessa.
Bye, Vanessa.
See ya.
Oh, that was lovely. She's
Oh,
lovely.
isn't she? She's just the sweetest thing.
I know.
The sweetest
Totally.
woman.
The
Yeah,
most infectious smile.
totally. Right. And just she's just got such joy. You can tell she's in her absolute element when she's baking, when she's speaking about baking. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's you can really see the love she has for what she does
I gotta
and
say,
how
a
much fun she
baking
has.
nurse.
Baking nerds.
Good. One
Baking
of my
nerds
favorite kind of people.
are the best. They are. I
Yeah.
cannot imagine the stress of being in in a baking show. Not that we know at this
We don't know
point,
yet. No.
but from talking to people, from our conversations we've had, it's a very stressful situation.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being in the middle of your finale bake and then your family gets there? People you haven't seen in like 6 weeks, 8 weeks, I think for them. You know, how I'd be a puddle. I'd
I
be
would
like
too.
a total mess,
I don't know if I could focus on what I was doing.
right?
Yeah.
That's almost cruel and unusual punishment, I think. But it makes
It's
for
like,
great TV,
hey,
doesn't it?
it does. But it's like, I'm trying to win here. Go away.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love you. I love you. Go away.
yes. So great to see you. Okay, mommy's got to go now.
Yeah,
I know we haven't
exactly.
seen each other in, you know,
Couldn't
but
handle it.
wow, that would be
Couldn't
so
handle it.
tough, especially with small kids, right?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Don't know how I would do it. I'd be just
No,
sobbing through everything. You just got to shut her down.
yeah.
Baking right
Focus.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Focus.
Get
Focus.
back to what you were doing, get back to the task at hand. And maybe that gives you that extra motivation to just, finish strong.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, definitely. I think it would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you kind of
Yeah.
regroup yourself and be like, okay, put those
Yeah.
emotions away right now and just
Yeah.
look at this and get it done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But at least, she knew or they know that their families are coming at some point. So could you imagine if they totally blindsided them with that? you're baking and then all of a sudden you look out the window and you're like, families, they're peering through going, mommy, mommy,
Don't do
doing
that.
that.
That's just, oh, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Totally. Yeah,
Oh,
man. But what
okay.
beautiful moments though, right? Like
Yeah,
just so
exactly.
heartfelt. And I mean, you could feel that to the core.
Yeah.
And again, that beautiful magic of what Bake Off is and baking shows are all about is that love and that passion and those connections. And
Yeah, definitely. I know.
yeah,
Big
it's more,
sigh.
it's more than just the baking, right?
Yeah,
It's so much more than the baking.
it is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Wow. I'm
those
so happy.
wholesome moments, but we're so
Wholesome.
wholesome, very wholesome.
We're very lucky. We're very
We
lucky.
are.
Yeah,
It's so, baking is joy, baking
it
is
is.
love, baking is all the good things and all wrapped up into one delicious bite.
So sure. So, so true.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for being with us to have this wonderful conversation with Vanessa. We are looking forward to a lot of great conversations this season, and we hope that you will like our channel, subscribe, share, please.
You
Get us
have
out
other
there.
Yeah, if you have other people that you think it would be really fun to pass our podcast along to, please do so. It's all the support that you guys give us is incredible, and we so appreciate it.
Yeah,
And we just want to spread the word, spread the love, and spread all the great tips and ideas that we get from speaking to
exactly.
all these incredible bakers and getting them exposed to all of the wonderful
Yeah,
bakers
other
that
bakers
that
here.
we have the great privilege and honor of having conversations with.
So true. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, we are also on Spotify, Amazon Music. What are the other streaming? Every other streaming
Yes.
service for your audio. For those of you who are listening to us as you're driving, you can find us on YouTube. And if you don't know what we look like, you can see who we are, and then you can differentiate between our voices maybe a little bit better. But please, yes, like, comment, subscribe, share. That'll just help us to get this baking scraps world a little further out there.
Yes. Bring more people into the dark side.
The dark side, we were just talking about how wholesome we are. The
Sorry.
wholesome dark side.
We technically said baking shows are wholesome.
Oh, okay, fine. I think we are wholesome,
I think,
depending on the guest. But this week
dependent,
we're wholesome.
this week we are so wholesome. We're so wholesome this week.
So wholesome.
Yeah.
Everybody have a great rest of your day, and we will see you next week.
Happy baking, everyone.
Happy baking.